righty, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Hidden Agenda. What we're going to talk about tonight is I want to, before we get started on tonight's information, we do have a couple of meetings from the city board that we have to catch up on. We're going to take in, they've got one more meeting on the 23rd, I believe it is. I think it's Monday the 23rd. We've got the city has another meeting, which is their regular scheduled meeting. And then the 24th, the county is having a special called meeting. So what we're going to do is on the 25th, Wednesday the 25th, and I know that's normally a church night, we're going to go ahead and get the video done so we can come back at that point and catch up, and everybody can catch up the next day. Normally that's what a lot of people we know watches the videos after the fact, the following day. So that's what we're going to end up doing with that there. Just so everybody knows how we're going about that there. But so what's going to happen is the week of the 23rd, we'll have the city meeting. On the 24th, we'll have the county meeting. And then on the 25th, we'll be doing a recap of the 3 city meetings and the county meeting. And then on the 26th, we'll be having a special episode with Parish Rashad with the Montgomery Cultural Arts Center. He's got a modeling program that they're going to be putting on over there. So we're going to bring Parish back on and talk with him about that too. And I believe he's going to have some of the models with him as well. So we'll get that going on that week. Getting back to tonight, what we're going to focus on tonight is catching everybody up with the county elections, this stuff that's going on right now. I've had a lot of comments, a lot of people contacting, asking questions about it. So we're going to catch you up. I don't think that, let me double check to make sure. I don't believe that there has been any updates today from the election commission, but let me double check that there. I know they posted one this morning with an update, and as far as I know, the only update there was Mark James is going to be running in District 1 as a commissioner. But so in other words, let's get back into this here, what we've got to catch you everybody up. So there's no updates that we've seen at 7:00 so far. But like I said, one of the things we did during the city election that we're going to plan on doing as well with this election is we're going to start bringing candidates on. We are going to start Monday, and I don't know if we'll have any candidates on Monday or not, because this is kind of we're just getting this kicked off, and we're sitting here on Thursday, so we're not sure we'll have any candidates, but we're going to try. We're going to open this up on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays is when we're going to start doing these podcasts and bringing on candidates we're going to start with the mayor and sheriff races. And from there, we'll take in, as we move along and get through those, we'll start doing commissioners. I don't know how many commissioners will come on. It's one of these things here. We have to wait and see what goes on. I do know that there's probably some commissioners that will not come on, and that's fine. Everybody's got their right to do what they want to do. But we're going to be, sending out invites, and that's some people we know how to reach, some people we do not. So if you have a candidate right now in the mayor or sheriff races that you would like to see come on the podcast, reach out to them. They can message me directly. You can go right on the page and see my icon anywhere where I've made a post. Click on that and send me a message. Or they can probably text is the best thing. My phone stays busy probably pretty much from about 6:00 in the morning to around about 10:00 at night. My number is 731-307-8408. So if you've got a candidate that you would like to see up here, interested in having on come on the podcast to answer questions that we're going to have, and any questions that are presented during the podcast, this is it. This is about you guys asking questions of the candidates. and also, we'll allow them to make their sales pitch, their campaign platform, explain to you why they're running, what they're running for. Just let them make a pitch back to you. So, again, starting Monday, which is President's Day, I believe the 16th. If anybody wants to get on, 7 o'clock, we'll be doing these here in town, in Lexington. So, we'll be doing it in our shop as usual. Anybody that tell them to come on our way. All right, I'm going to catch you guys up a little bit here on the on what we're seeing with the candidates list so far. In the mayor's race right now, we've got Shelly I'm going to give you all that have picked up and qualified. Shelly Alexander has picked up and qualified. Andy Anderson has picked up. Now, Andy has already announced that he's not going to qualify. He's not going to run. Jacob Feehan has picked up and qualified. Darren McDaniel has picked up and qualified. Tim Rose has picked up and qualified, and so has Gary Riffle. This is where we are right now. This is the one just in the mayor's race. And let's get in here to the sheriff's race. Right now, all the sheriff's candidates have picked up and qualified. Brad Atkinson is running, Tracy Grisham, Richard King, Terry Moody, and Larry Stegall. So, again, if you know any of these here that are interested in running or interested in coming on the podcast, definitely, pass it along to them. We'll be more than happy to have them up here. I will say we may end up registered deeds is not being challenged. I don't expect anybody's going to be challenging Doug there. General Sessions, I don't believe anybody's going to challenge Beverly, and the same thing with Tasha as the county clerk. So the trustee is being challenged. John Cavness is being challenged, and by Mark Montgomery, and both of them have already qualified. So, we may end up, we're probably going to open it up for those two if they're interested in coming on as well. Just for each one of them to make answer questions and make any kind of pitch that they may have. So that's where we are with that there. The school board, District 2 have picked up and qualified. Everybody in the school board that's running for school board has picked up and qualified. District 2 and 4 have challengers, so we may open those up as well, and we may just open up District 5 as well, and District 6, in case John Walker wants to come up and share information with you. We probably won't get around to the constables. We may or may not. It all depends on. We've got a lot of people that, if they're going to sign on, it's going to take up a lot of time. So, we're giving you that information there. And all of this here, just remember, this is all the primaries. This is not this isn't for the general election in August. And let me give you guys some understanding and explanations on how this whole thing works. Right now, May 5th is the Republican primary. Every Republican candidate that is running will be on the ballot for the May 6th primary. And from there, whoever is chosen moves forward to the August 6th general election. Those will all be Republican candidates. And once we get to once we get up in here into the general, well, now that's when you're going to start seeing anybody that's running as an independent or running as a Democrat will be in the August 6th primary. So remember, May 6th, what you're voting for is the Republican that you want to move forward in those positions. Now, obviously, when you go into, you're only going to vote for one mayor, one sheriff, pretty much one position, with the exception of county commissioners. There are 2 county commissioners per district. So you'll be voting for the 2 that you want to take and move forward in the county election. And just to give you an idea right now, I'm looking. Every race in the commissioners, there is at least 3 people. So there will be only 2 of those 3 can go forward. I'll give you an example right now. For District 1, Junior Carter, Jeff James, they're the incumbents. Mark James is now the 3rd candidate there. So you'll pick 2 of those that you want to move forward to the August general election. Only two. The other one, they lost at that point. So, and the way this works is when you go to vote, the top two vote getters. It's kind of an at-large in that scenario there where you're picking the top two vote getters are the ones who actually move forward. Now, in regards to the county commissioners, as far as qualifications, who's qualified to run, in District 1, Junior Carter, Jeff James have qualified. Mark James just picked up on Monday, what I was told. So he hasn't qualified yet. In District 2, David Blankenship, Tommy Page, and Blaine Sumler, all of them have already qualified. District 3, Todd Beecham, Terry Beecham, Brian Duke have all qualified. District 4, William Davis, Mac Manus, and Blake Stanfield. Now, Mac and Blake have qualified. William has not yet. In District 5, Terry Allen, Daniel Evans, Logan Fiddler, Randall Keene, and Terry Singleton. Everyone is qualified except for Daniel Evans. In District 6, now this is where we don't have many qualified, but we got a lot of pickups. Tabitha Derryberry has qualified, and so has Gary Ross. Trent Harris, Dan Hughes, and Matthew Tillman have picked up but have not qualified. And actually, Mark Walker as well. He's picked up in 6, but he has not qualified. And then in District 7, all three candidates, Hunter Grisham, Nick Peterson, and Joe Ross, have all picked up and qualified. So that kind of gets you up to date on where everything is with the elections. Like I said, I'll jump over to the constables right quick, just so you have the information. In District 1, Junior Howard and Brent Mayfield have both picked up. Brent Mayfield has qualified. Junior Howard has not yet. District 2, Terry Buckley, Ronnie Holmes, and David Stanley have all picked up. Only Ronnie Holmes has qualified. District 3, Mike Fisher and Taylor Williams. Now, Taylor Williams is running as an independent. And Taylor Williams has already picked up for an independent because it's already open right now for independents to pick up. The independent qualifying deadline is March the 10th. So if somebody's gonna run as an independent in the August or Democrat in the August 6th general election, they have until March the 10th to pick up their papers and qualify. Going back in that there, only Mike Fisher has qualified so far in District 3 Constable. District 4 Constable, we've got Zachary Jeans and Kenny Spawn. Both have picked up and qualified. In District 5, Chris McPeak is the only person running, has picked up and qualified. In District 6, Patrick Cherry and Matthew Tillman have picked up, neither have qualified. And in District 7, Richie Stanfield has picked up and qualified. So that's there is where everything is at regarding there. Now, I'm also, while we're here, because I don't want to take and leave out anybody in the county, we're coming into, in Sardis, for mayor, Jason Craig has picked up. There's been no qualified there. And it looks like this here is actually their deadline is actually March the 10th. As far as aldermen, Barry Bartholomew, Deborah Brown, Richard Holland, Gerald Hopper, and Larry Smith have picked up, and only Deborah Brown has qualified so far. Getting into the Scotts Hill, we've got, all right, and for the mayor's race, Jeremy Bartholomew, Charles Capley, Jeremy Creason, Steve Dixon, Richie Stanfield have all picked up. Only Charles Capley has qualified so far. As far as the aldermen in Scotts Hill, Lauren Bailey, Jeremy Bartholomew, Harold Britt, Jeremy Creason, Joseph Galbraith, Tiffany McCormick, Peyton Parrish, Monty Ray, William Lewis Robertson, Miles Sitford, Jonathan Smith, Anna Spain, and Jerry Tucker have picked up. Lauren Bailey, Peyton Parrish, and Monty Ray have all qualified. The others have not yet. So that gets us with all the elections going on, with the exception of we can look at it, but they're not going to be into the August 6th primary. It'll be the state candidates. What happens in May is we're running local level. We're not, this is nothing to do with the state. The state doesn't. Let me make sure I got this here correctly so you understand it. The May 5th primary is for local Republicans. That's it. Local Republicans, meaning city or, whatever city, which right now is Scotts Hill and Sardis, and county seats, Republican primary. August 6th, there will be a state Republican primary, and then you've got the general election. Now, the general election will only be again, Sardis, Scotts Hill, and the county. This is when you vote in August 6th for the state. You'll actually be voting for the candidates that's going to be moving forward as Republican candidates for the general in November. So just so you have an understanding of that, that's where we are right now. Okay, now we got all that there caught up. Again, I'll ask that if you have any candidates that you want to run, have them message me or have them text me, 731-307-8408, and we will see about getting them scheduled on podcasts. We will be scheduling podcasts on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 7 o'clock in Lexington. And going from there, let's talk about qualifying deadlines. February 19th at noon, that is next Thursday, 1 week from today at 12 o'clock noon, you have to have qualified at that point. So in other words, what needs to happen is if you're going to run for one of these offices, you need to pick up your papers. You need to have a minimum of 25 signatures of registered voters. Now, the Election Commission will probably tell you to get 30 to 35 just in case somebody's has not met the requirements, or you've got somebody that's signed that maybe, like if you're a commissioner, you may have somebody in the wrong district to sign for you. Having those extras is nothing but a buffer. But if you want to run, your time's counting down, because you got to pick up papers, you got to get signatures, and you got to get back to the Election Commission so they can qualify your signatures to make sure that they work and you are qualified to run in the election. So your time is running out. If you want to run, if you want to get into local politics, this is your opportunity to get up and run for a position. That's just the nuts and bolts of it. Other than that, there's some other things that I was going to talk about tonight, but I'm actually going to sit back. There's some things going on that I'm not overly impressed with some of the behavior, but I'm not going to dig into that tonight. We'll deal with this here at a later point. Right now, we're going to try to do everything we can to just get the information out there for you and let you know what's going on. And for anybody who wants to run, this is their opportunity now. Like I said, we're going to be dealing first with mayor and sheriff candidates for the next few weeks, and then once we start getting into March, we're going to open this here on up. I'm hoping that we can get some. Sorry about that. There, I got a notification. We're going to hope to have start running in and getting commissioners on board if they want to get up in here and run. So again, if you know anybody who wants to run or wants to get on our podcast, have them reach out. And for any of you guys out there wanting to run for a position that's available, that's open, you can run for anything you want to run for. With the sheriff, you have to have qualifications, and you can find out on the Secretary of State. You do have to. It's not just a matter of getting signatures and saying I want to run for sheriff and you've never been in law enforcement. They have certain requirements of the sheriff, which is you can find on the Secretary of State's website. But that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go into a long, drawn-out video this time. This is where it's at. This is what's going on. Pay attention to the page. We will keep updated as information comes from the Election Commission. So as we see things coming across from them, we will share them on the page as quick as we can to keep you guys updated on who is qualified and is going to be running. We expect by the end of the day, on February 19th, that we are anticipating that the Election Commission will have an updated list of all who have qualified and will be running, and there will be no more people coming added to that list, because once the deadline's passed, you cannot run. So I'm hoping, like I said, the end of the day on February 19th, we will have the last update for candidates who have qualified to run. Now, let me throw one thing in there. After the 19th, there's still, from the 19th, there's still 7 days for any candidate who wants to take and withdraw from a race. So we won't see any new candidates added, but there's, you never know. Somebody may say, hey, you know what, I'm not going to run, and they may pull out. And if that's the case, then, we'll share that information as well. They'll have 7 days to get that out. So we'll see what happens there. But that's it. That's everything we've got for the night. I'm hoping you guys are doing well out there and prepared for it, because I got a feeling it's going to get pretty ugly during the next, I don't know, probably the next few months going through this here. It's going to, it's Henderson County. It is what it is. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we will catch you sometime. Hopefully, maybe we got somebody coming on Monday. You never know. We'll take and post in the morning, let you know if we've got somebody. If we get somebody before then, we'll keep an updated schedule of how we've got, of who's coming on, and we'll go from there. Y'all have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.